question number 4 on the review is a little bit different than the last couple. Notice that here we do still have an x squared in my equation that I need to solve. However, there's no plain x term. That means that we don't actually have to use the quadratic formula at all. We can just do our reverse PEMDAS stuff to get that x by itself. Right now, to get the x by itself, notice that there's a 5 that's being multiplied and a squared. The squared is only on the x, so we need to take care of the 5 first. That's our weakest link. So I'm going to start by dividing both sides of this equation by 5. That gets me x squared equals 7/5. Now the x is almost by itself, so I'm almost done with the problem already. To get rid of a squared, I need to take the square root of each side. On the left, the square and the square root undo itself and just leave us with the x that's there inside. On the right-hand side, remember when we introduce the square root into a problem, we get both a plus and minus solution. There's 2 possible answers that come in. And so I get x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 7/5. Now, not going to be a perfect solution in terms of how we like our final formatting. Remember, in this case, that I have essentially, this is the same thing as the square root of 7 over the square root of 5, which means that I have a radical in my denominator. So I want to get rid of the square root of 5 on the bottom. I can get rid of that because there's no pluses, no addition or subtraction anywhere. I can get rid of that square root of 5 just by multiplying by radical 5 over radical 5. Using my rules here, since those are both inside the square roots, I can multiply them together. I get square root of 35 on top. And on the bottom, I end up getting the square root of 25, which by design is a perfect square. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 35, of course, cannot be simplified. If you think back to your prime factors, it's just 5 times 7. There's no pairs. So my 2 solutions in this case, in their best simplified radical form, are going to be a positive square root of 35 over 5 and a negative square root of 35 over 5.